And a very warm welcome to the weekend edition of Wellbeing Wisdom. Wellness is such a vast subject. It covers almost every aspect of the human condition. It's how you eat, it's how you sleep, it's how your thoughts and feelings have a profound impact on the quality of your life. But I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues the other day, and facing the inevitable challenges that we all encounter, and someone said, you should just be yourself. Have you heard that? You're only facing difficulties. Oh, just be yourself, especially in terms of our relationship issues. And it sparked a conversation that I thought might be interesting for us to explore today, because this notion of being yourself opens up a whole range of questions about the nature of your real identity. Because who are you? If you have to be yourself, that suggests that we should perhaps renounce some of the roles we've been playing, discard the masks we've been taught to wear since we were small children. But what takes the place of those masks and roles? Well, for most of us, we just assume a different set of disguises. We move from one identity to another identity, usually listening to the advice of someone who says, well, if you're like this, then you'll get these results. You'll be happier, stronger, fitter, whatever description you're looking for to make your life a more enjoyable experience. But the reality is that all of these roles, all of these masks disguise the deeper nature of who we all are. Yeah, you're right. If we're going to explore the deeper nature of ourselves, that requires a lot more work than just removing one mask and substituting another. It means that we have to begin this process of inquiry where we ask who we are. Where does this sense of identity come from? Who are we being, in effect, in order to maintain the thoughts and feelings and behaviors that make you very distinctively who you are? We could say that none of these roles, none of these senses of self are authentic. What do you mean by that, Greg? Well, nearly every aspect of how we believe we are is conditioned by our early childhood experiences. That's where the template of our personality is imprinted on our subconscious. It remains largely unhidden, but it shows up in every thought, every feeling, emotional response, and our behavior throughout the extent of our lives. That's why the sense of self seems to be so real. And that's why we feel so uncomfortable removing one layer of behaviors and perhaps replacing it with another. My suggestion is that we can go beyond those considerations. There is within you a deeper sense of self waiting with infinite patience for us to simply lay aside the habits of a lifetime, the thoughts and feelings and behaviors that really don't represent who you are. We could say that the way we live is just a simple mechanism that allows the ego to perpetuate itself. It's the ego that panics when we challenge our sense of identity. It's the ego that screams in fear as its role, as its very existence is challenged. But in many ways, the ego is just a lens. It's a way of seeing the world. And if we can learn to dispense with that filter, the world certainly appears to be a different place. And the object, of course, is for each of us to get closer to this deeper sense of identity that we all share, which in many ways justifies this entire existence, the discovery of who we really are. It's an interesting thought, isn't it? If we spend a little bit of time each day just questioning who we are, where does this sense of self come from? Why do you think and feel and behave the way that you do? This process of exploration begins to dismantle some of the behaviors that often get in the way of our ability to appreciate the wonder, the miracle of this life. We can develop a better relationship with a deeper sense of self that helps us to live much more comfortably with the rest of the world. You remove some of the conflict and resistance that gets in the way of a happier, healthier way of life. Now, I'd love to know what you think about that. It doesn't require you to renounce the world. You don't have to join some remote monastic community in the Himalayas to discover this. It's with you all the time, this deep, abiding sense of self, for which there are no words. It's just who we really are. A little bit of inquiry on a regular basis can help you to peel away all the layers and roles and masks that are obscuring the wonder of who you really are. Feel free to share your thoughts and feelings. I really appreciate your feedback. And in the meantime, on this glorious day, you can see how quickly the frozen countryside has bloomed and blossomed, leaves on the trees. I've got wildlife, squirrels running along the fences, and a couple of coyotes paid a visit about half an hour ago, but I thought I'd wait until they left before we just made this little video. Allow me to wish you a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to being back with you again very soon.